Hello, viewers, and welcome to GAM Television. I'm Veronica for the Kamp, your host, as usual. As you know, March 18th is approaching, and it's Elections Day. So I have with me here in the studio our daughter, a Ghanaian, and Ewe. Number one of the candidates, Christen Unie, Amsterdam South-Oost. She's no one but my own daughter, Sitsofe Quarshie.
Yes.
Welcome to GAM Television.
Thank you, Auntie. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm fine. It's such a privilege to be here today and have a discussion.
Yeah, I'm so happy and so proud of you. And congratulations also to be the party leader.
Yes. Yes, by God's grace.
Wow. He felicitate.
Thank you well. Thank you well.
See, I'm so proud if I see our youth doing so well in their community. And I know with you there, things are going to be different.
Yes.
Before we go into the politics, I want our viewers to know a bit more about you, what you are doing, what motivated you to join, to be the candidate one for Christen Unie, and a bit about who you are.
Who I am.
Yes.
Well, once again, I'm so glad to be here today. It's such a privilege. And a small introduction about who I am. My name is Sitsofe Quarshie. I am, like Auntie already said, a Ghanaian. I'm born and bred Ewe, young lady. And I'm passionate about our development as a community and as young individuals. So that is what initially introduced me to policy and then later on politics as well. Now, more about myself. I grew up in Amsterdam South-East, so this is where I have my roots. This is my hometown. And as one of the young people that was brought up in this community, I just know that there's so much, development possibilities, so many ways in which you're able to flourish. And I was able, by the grace of God, to take advantage of that. Now, I was brought up in a Christian household, and I think that later on we'll discuss what was my reason to join the Christen Unie as a party. But that was one of the driving forces as well, because it informs my vision on society and how we can prosper as a community. And alongside that, I have a legal background. I finished my university in Leiden as well, my bachelor's degree, and I'm also pursuing that career alongside my political pursuits. Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Huge.
Yes.
And I know your father is a pastor.
Yes, that is true. Yeah, my father, Pastor Christen Quarshie. I'm his daughter. His small handbag, he will always say, and he has also inspired this journey ahead of me as well. Yes,
because I know your dad called me. You see, parents, is so nice to support our own when they are going so far. So I'm also proud of your parents to, because they call me personally. Hey, your daughter is out there. Try to support it. So it's great. It's great. He's also so proud of you. Yeah.
They're extremely proud of me. And actually, that's also one of the reasons why I'm able to stand here today, because of their involvement from the beginning of my journey. You know, a lot of our youth, they are thriving, but it's because they had their foundation from their home. And it's something I really want to push more parents to step forward in, more families to be involved and active in how they can push their children to take a step forward. So I'm really, really grateful as well for their investment.
Yeah, great. 18th March.
18th of March, 2026.
and Southeast, you have a lot of work.
Yes, we do. But Southeast, there's a lot of work, but that means there's a lot of possibilities as well.
Oh, a lot.
Yes.
A lot. So when we want to go in deep, I mean, we are driving into the real issues.
Yes.
Affecting residents, youth, family, poverty, and community empowerment.
Yes, please.
So these are, I don't know, just give me one concrete example of how you would do this.
I think I would have to start with where it began for me. Actually, the concern I had had to do with the youth, the development of the youth, especially when it came to the educational system at that time. So for people who do not know my backstory, I started out with an advies on the primary school, basisschool, with VMBO kader, met leerwegondersteuning. Yes.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
I'm so happy you are mentioning it, because I know when parents get that advice, they put my child there and it's not going to make it. With kader.
With kader. Yes.
And?
Kader and leerwegondersteuning. So there was even an additional clause that they put on my advies. So I had to, the options for schools were very limited for me. And with the parents that I had, they were very, like you said, my dad is very active. And so he began to advocate and said, I don't think that this is right. I don't think that this is correct for my daughter. But I had to start the first year in secondary school with that advice at that time. And after I think 2-3 months, when the first report period came around, they saw that my grades were above average, like maybe 9 or 10 or 8, and they're like, this is not consistent with what the advice that they brought you with. So by so doing, I was able to, in Dutch we say opstromen, so go to a different level. I was able to go to HAVO kansklasse. So from VMBO kader leerweg, after 3 months approximately, I jumped to HAVO kansklasse. And that actually started the concern for me, because I saw that a lot of young people were finding themselves in the same and similar position. And some of them, maybe their parents are not aware of how the school system operates, so they stay stuck there. Or some of them, they would have to continue a very long journey, so finish VMBO. Then after they finish VMBO, maybe they go to MBO. Then after MBO, they go to HBO. And then maybe after HBO, they choose to go to uni. So the journey and the time it takes for you to actually arrive where you need to be is extremely long. And so what happened for me is that I became very loud about it. I started to go and join debates at a local level. So our gemeenteraad, stadsdeelcommissie in Zuidoost. I will continue to advocate for these students, these minorities who were being dealt and treated unfairly based on the advice that they received, which was not in alignment with what they could actually do. And after that, or at the same period, I also joined Weekend Collation in Amsterdam Southeast.
Okay.
Yes, it's now run by Amakar and Marvin Hokstam.
Okay.
Yes, I joined that initiative, and once I joined that initiative, it was like just fireworks. I kept going, started to see different policymakers concerning this topic, and then over time, you develop your own perspective and ideas about how we can empower these young people. And I think maybe later we'll discuss about it a bit more. But that's what led me into politics initially. It was this thing that I was dealing with. I saw a lot of my community dealing with it as well.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make sure that for those who are not able to advocate for themselves, there's somebody who's able to stand in and say, okay, this is not correct. Let's adjust. How can we ensure that people do not find themselves in the similar situation?
When you had that advice, how was the reaction of your parents?
I think I should start with my own reaction first.
Yes.
And then
because I know we parents, we are already So, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So actually, it was very sad because,
Yeah.
Auntie, I wanted to become a doctor at that time.
Okay.
Yes. And so you are not able to become a doctor with that at fees. So I came home crying. Actually, I came home crying, and I'm a daddy's girl. So my dad was not happy, but he took action. He went to the school immediately,
Okay.
and he went to ask questions as to what happened. How come that my daughter has been given this at fees? Is it performance based? Is it her intellect? Like, this is not this is not how I know my daughter. You know, she loves to talk. She's very intelligent, inquisitive, loves to ask questions. So how come that you're giving her this at fees? And well, we dealt with the basisschool in the way that they do. They say, yeah, this is our observation. This is what we think suits your daughter best. And when we look at her behavior and we look at the performance on the test, the CITO score, the CITO tuts at that time, in combination, this should be the result. And my father decided, okay, you know what, let's leave the primary school. They're not going to change their mind. How can we make sure that you're stable and empowered to start making steps forward?
Yeah.
So that's how Weekend Collation came in at that time.
Wow.
Yes.
At this point, I want you to look just into my camera and advise parents also. We also have so much difficulties, especially when this Sitsofe and this at fees comes. With your experience, advise your mom and your
My mom and
dads
my
watching
dads.
us right now.
Yes. So the advice I would give whenever you have a child that is in this similar situation, they get an at fees, a level that is not what you hope for or what you expected. The first thing I really want to emphasize is that it's not the end. It's actually not final. There are many possibilities in which the child is able to make steps forward. But what it requires is that you are invested. So as soon as your child receives a certain, maybe at fees that you don't like, FEMBO, kader, basis, praktijk, or whatever, make sure that you show them that you are the parent that is very involved. So as soon as that at fees lands, you go back to the primary school and you ask questions. Humbly, oftentimes what I observed is that a lot of our mommies and daddies, once they receive that at fees, they say, okay, the teacher knows best. Yes, the teacher has their own expertise and their own advice that they can give, but you know your child the best. You know how your child performs outside the context of school as well. And so you know what your child can handle. That is one. Two, I would then point them out to maybe local initiatives, so huiswerkbegeleiding, a weekend college. Systems are put in place to help and support your child on the journey ahead. So that's the two things I would advise our parents, that please make sure that you ask questions as soon as they are given this advice, and then also take the steps to maybe allow your child to join huiswerkbegeleiding. There's Stichtingspay van Meester Kwame as well. There's Weekend College. There are many, many initiatives, life skills that are able to support your child once they get this advice as well.
Thank you.
Yes, please.
No, free advice for our viewers.
Yes.
Let's go more into the politics now.
Yes.
Because it comes to poverty. So many families in South Coast have heard promises before.
I know.
What will you do differently, so that this time people will feel really the change,
Yes. Poverty is it is a serious problem, not just in Southeast, but even in nationwide. There are a lot of complaints about the laws that are being pushed forward that push people back. And what I would say is what makes this time different from any other time is that within the Christen Unie, especially my own personal approach, is that we should have a structural approach to poverty, not a quick fix mindset, So promises made, okay, let's give people maybe what is €1,000 extra for one time, and then after a few months they find themselves in the same position again.
Yeah.
No, that's not a structural improvement or way we're able to combat poverty. So one of the things that we want to do is we want to highly invest in the family life, okay, the development of our youth, but also supporting parents. We see that a lot of children who might be dealing with issues at school is maybe because their home context, they're also having money problems. You know, parents are maybe working 2 jobs, 3 jobs in order to able to make ends meet. And that is because there might be pressure when it comes to the cost of living. It's rising. Another reason might be because of the housing. The rent is also increasing. One of the reasons that the rent may be increased is because there might be adult children in the home that are also driving up the rent prices as well. And so we want to look at the family structure of the home first. So an example I can give, for instance, is let's say that families find themselves in a situation where they are having a lot of pressure because there might be 2 adult children in the home.
Yeah.
And the rent is increasing because, there are 2 adult children. So they're mere kostendekkers of inkomens in het huis. What we want to look at is how we can ensure the transition of those adult children outside to their own place, so that we can lower the pressure on parents when it comes to their finances, the rent. And I think that is a structural approach to dealing with poverty. So not just looking at, okay, here's some extra set of money for this instance, and we can fix the issue. But what are actually the reasons that people find themselves in poverty? Sometimes it's money management. How can we support parents in that way? Another thing that we are looking at is supporting local initiatives. So when you think about empowering people, one of the ways to empower them and ensure that they're able to have a life that is that is able to cover their cost of living is by making sure that they have access to the knowledge, they have access to, let's say, if somebody wants to start a business, they have access to the network in order to be able to start that business and start building a life for themselves. So we want to focus on, 1, a structural approach on poverty. And then 2, we want to focus on empowering people so that they have the means to be able to cover their bills.
Because that's a big problem.
Yes.
Our kids, it's not possible for them to get houses. They are living with us, and then your income or maybe your huge subsidy and things are taken away.
Yes.
But because of their income, you can't ask for any support. So if more houses are made available and they can be on their own, then at least it will also solve some of these problems.
Yes.
So I think you also have that on your plate about how can have more houses that our kids can move out and be independent when it's age. Because staying with us is not helping, but they don't have anywhere to go.
Yes.
And it's affecting our income, it's affecting our,
It can be very tough. It's something that hits home for me as well. I'm also staying with my parents.
Okay.
And something that that is part of our policy once we step in. Look, a lot of parties want to build more houses. But we have said that at least 40% of the houses that are now going to build has to be targeted towards low income. Okay, specifically. And then after that, there should be a range that is targeted towards middle income. So when you're talking about low income, the rent cannot exceed the amount of like maybe between 800 and 900 euros a month. Okay, so from that range, we want to make sure that there are more houses that are built for this target group. Then on top of that, we also see a lot of gentrification, which means that houses are being built, but it's people outside of Amsterdam or outside of Amsterdam Southeast who are now coming to buy or rent the property. We want to make sure that those who are born within that region, so let's say Southeast, for example, youth in Southeast should have access to houses first. That is one priority for us as well. And in doing so, we're able to relieve the pressures for the family unit.
I want to know if you have anything in your policy to help better the situation of Montessorians and also people with health issues? Because sometimes you go somewhere, you have, because I'm a Montessori myself also, the wheelchair in the buses, there are some places you can't take your kids to. Does the Christian Uni have something in their policy to help this target group?
Yes.
Or you yourself personally, what are you going to do differently when we vote for you?
So it is definitely top of mind for the Christen Unie. It is top of mind, and it's something that I myself personally will be advocating for. Even throughout the campaign, I've visited some organizations, schools that are dealing with special needs children, etc. So really to understand what can we do to continue to help them and have them have a voice, also in policy.
Okay, I'm happy you have that in mind.
Yes.
And I know with you there, it's going to make great difference and make life easier for us and our loved ones that we are taking care of.
Yes, that is what we are fighting for.
Been doing the Kente Festival. This year is 18 years continue non-stop.
Wow.
I don't know if there's a festival or something that has been sustained for this long. But every year I have to struggle to ask whether you get it or not. You don't know. Something like Kente Fugu Festival has to be like a yearly something that I know, okay, I'm being supported every year. Then you know how to plan and plan ahead.
Yes, yes, yes. So
what are you going to do to support organizations like us who are doing great jobs in the community?
Definitely.
Especially in Southeast.
Definitely, definitely. I think there is an underlying issue when it comes to not just local initiatives or cultural initiatives, but when you think about initiatives in a broad sense of the word, that simply comes down to this. When a voice is not represented at the tables where decisions are being made, oftentimes that voice will not find expression in community. So what we want to make sure is that we have those voices being part of our municipality council, our local council, so that we are able to advocate for those initiatives. And it goes both ways. So let's say somebody like Stichting GAM, for instance, you know that you can reach out to somebody because you have somebody who's in the council who we are able to address at least the concerns if something happens. And I think a beautiful example of this, what the Christen Unie has already been doing, is as a party, we definitely advocate also for the voice of the local church. And so what we have done, even from last year, our party leader wrote a letter to our burgemeester, Halsema, to advocate for housing, but also for the recognition of the importance of the local church, because the church, what we do is not only just limited to Sunday service or Friday service, but we help when it comes to feeding the homeless. We're able to, at some churches, you're able to receive huiswerkbegeleiding. So even our school system benefits from it, and so many, many more things that our church does. But the issue is that once you do not have a voice that is able to advocate for your initiatives, when decisions are being made, you will not find your voice being heard at the table. And so what we want to do is make sure that you have people in place who are able to advocate for the churches, able to advocate for cultural relevant initiatives. Because when you think about, for instance, an issue where a lot of young people are dealing with finding an internship. They are struggling to find an internship. Let's say that we have recognize the voice of the local church in such a manner that we accredit to church programs a space where they're able to give internships out to the youth. Now, for instance, when somebody's now looking for an internship, they can do media training within the church. Or even at Stichting GAM, for instance, they can do media training. But it starts with making sure, if we really want to solve the issue and look at, like I said, a structural approach, it starts by making sure that we have somebody in the seat who's able to truly advocate for your voice. Recently, we had a pastors meeting again to really lay the emphasis on, okay, we have such a value for society, but our council doesn't recognize it. There are local initiatives within Southeast, but our council oftentimes doesn't recognize it. And so what can we do to make sure that we have a seat at the table?
Look into my camera.
Yes.
And tell my viewers, especially Amsterdam Southeast, where you are the number one candidate.
Number one candidate, yes.
Why they should vote for you.
Yes. All right. So, dear viewers, listeners, first of all, I really want to thank you for giving me this opportunity. And one of the reasons I really want to emphasize is that on the 18th of March, we get to make a decision for how our Southeast South-Oost will look like in the coming few years. Oftentimes, I hear a lot of people complain about, oh, these things need to change. We want this improvement. Now is the opportunity to voice what you want to change. And if you truly want to see a change, I would say vote Christen Unie. Why? Because our approach to the issues in society is not a quick fix mentality, but it's looking at how we can empower the community and give a structural answer, an answer that will improve your daily life. From making sure that, for instance, parking costs when you're visiting your family or going to church are lowered or should be free. From making sure that our youth have access to the right network, that they're able to find their internship, that they're able to move outside of the home, find their own house. These are the investment that the Christen Unie wants to make within Amsterdam Southeast, from ensuring safety upon our streets, not just with more light on or more police on the street, but really training our children, as the Bible says, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he grows old, he will not depart from it. Training our children to teach them that this is how you are a proper citizen within society. This is how you honor our elders. These are the Christian values that govern the way we want to make policy. So if you want to see policy that truly improves daily lives, that is fair, that is just, and that can advocate for you, I would say vote Christen Unie.
Adofo a mo hwe yen sesamri ya yeba sicho o ya yigbeni ba Ghana ni ba se to bia o si ye hia na ya na nkrofo kure hu so ye Ghana ni o ye Ghana ni pa se Christen Unie South-Oost ono da number 1. Just enkomodie nim o kire se de sitotuti ye ba enko yie ama ye feel say ye ma omo bibia ka chire o wenya saka de ya yenya ye nim so hono difi into with the support of the parents ene ne modern boy ye no ene bibi nyamedi na edu party leader. It was South-Oost. Umayen Kwanyenko vote man. And Nefi, the vote is your power. One could vote now to China. Maybe one vote in the current na into me and pushy. Into Quaco vote now for paper na. Uho Christen Unie number 1. Nidino Sitsofe Quarshie. Na so Christen Unie. Who number 1 na dey kan say unko hwehwe kora no. Fatu ma no. Na yem pushing. Na and you said also apart from South-Oost, also generally.
Yes.
Tell us more about that also.
Okay, so let me actually that's a
explain
good point.
it.
Let me explain it. Yes.
Yeah.
So on the 18th of March, there is an opportunity to vote twice. Okay. So you receive 2 voting ballots.
Okay.
And there is a voting ballot for the General Council of the whole city of Amsterdam. And there is a voting ballot for the different stadsdeel.
Okay.
So when it comes to the stadsdeel, Southeast, I'm the party leader. And when it comes to the General Council of Amsterdam, I'm on the number 3.
Okay.
Yes.
The whole of Amsterdam.
The whole of Amsterdam.
Wow.
Yes. So to keep it simple, I always say, if you want to, when you receive your voting ballot, vote Christen Unie twice. Simple.
Yeah.
Vote
Yeah.
Christen Unie twice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Aduanom, vote Christen Unie twice for the whole of Amsterdam, order number 3. For the Sitsofe on your party leader, number 1.
Yes.
It's support. What's your last word for my viewers?
My last word is that I really want to encourage everybody to please go out and vote. When you choose not to vote, just know that your vote will still count. It will go to the biggest party.
Yeah.
So even if you choose not to vote, they'll still take your voice and add it to a party that maybe you don't support. And to be honest, a lot of people say, yeah, what will it change? What difference will it make? Look at the policies that have been created over the past years. Has it improved our life as a community? Has it helped the issues that we are facing? I don't think so. So I think it's time for a change. And the Christen Unie has proven to be a party that is reliable. Although we didn't have a seat during the last elections, we started out with our leader, Don Ceder, and I think we can all testify that we have seen the effort that he has placed in to improve, even when it comes to schuldenproblematiek, when it comes to the poverty rate. He really fought hard, and we are now continuing in his footsteps. So please, I really want to encourage you, vote 18th of March, Christen Unie.
Well, viewers, you've heard it all. Vote 18th of March, Christen Unie. Vote twice. Number 1. And for Amsterdam, number 3. Thanks for watching and see you next time.